In the vast, silent darkness of space, PhD candidate Kate Dibiasky is just trying to get through another night shift at the Subaru telescope. Rapping along to Wu-Tang Clan, she scans the cosmos, taking pictures of distant galaxies. But then, she spots it, a faint smudge of light where there shouldn't be one, a streak. Her heart pounds as she zooms in, the image resolving into a massive, previously undiscovered comet. What begins as a moment of pure scientific discovery, a reason for a 2 a.m. party with her professor, Dr. Randall Mindy, quickly spirals into abject terror. Randall, a tenured but anxious Michigan State professor, is thrilled for his student. They pop champagne and name it Comet Dibiasky. But as he runs the orbital dynamics on a whiteboard, the celebratory mood evaporates. The math is stubborn, unyielding. He calculates and recalculates, but the numbers keep getting smaller. Kate watches, confused, as the distance between the comet and Earth converges to a single, horrifying figure, 0. Randall's hand freezes, the marker poised over the number 0.00. This isn't a near miss. This is a direct hit. Panic sets in. A quick call to a colleague confirms their nightmare. The comet is between 5 and 10 kilometers wide, a planet killer, and it will impact Earth in exactly 6 months and 14 days. Suddenly, Kate and Randall are no longer just astronomers. They are heralds of the apocalypse. They are connected with Dr. Teddy Oglethorpe, the head of NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office, a man who understands the gravity of the situation. Within hours, they are whisked away from their quiet academic lives and onto a C-5 military transport plane, sitting alone in a cavernous cargo bay, rocketing toward Washington, D.C. to deliver the worst news in human history. Their arrival at the White House is a descent into bureaucratic absurdity. After meeting Dr. Oglethorpe and a smirking Air Force general who charges them $20 for snacks that are actually free, they are forced to wait and wait and wait. For 7 hours, they sit outside the Oval Office, the fate of the world in their briefcase, while President Janie Orlean and her arrogant son and Chief of Staff Jason deal with a more pressing matter, a scandal involving her controversial Supreme Court nominee. When they finally get their meeting, the reception is chillingly casual. President Orlean, more concerned with the upcoming midterm elections, is dismissive. She can't accept their 99.78% certainty. Call it 70% and let's move on, she declares, deciding the best course of action is to sit tight and assess. A stunned Kate can barely comprehend what's happening. They've just informed the most powerful person on the planet of its imminent extinction, and she's decided to do nothing. Flabbergasted and furious, Dr. Oglethorpe makes a decision. If the government won't listen, they'll go to the press. They will make the world look up. Their plan to leak the story takes them to the newsroom of the New York Herald, and from there to the garishly bright set of a popular morning talk show, The Daily Rip. The experience is a surreal nightmare. The vapid hosts, Bria Von T and Jack Bremer, are far more interested in the on-air reconciliation of pop stars Riley Bina and DJ Cello than the impending end of all life. They try to keep the bad news light, joking about the comet hitting an ex-wife's house. Randall, riddled with anxiety, tries to play along, but Kate can't stomach the triviality. She snaps, her voice raw with terror and frustration, screaming that this isn't a joke. Maybe the destruction of the entire planet isn't supposed to be fun. She yells, maybe it's supposed to be terrifying when we're all 100% for sure going to fucking die. Her outburst instantly makes her a pariah, a crazy, screaming meme online. Randall, however, with his nervous charm and a well-timed Xanax joke, becomes an overnight sensation. He's dubbed America's sexiest scientist, a handsome, palatable voice of reason. His newfound fame catches the attention of the White House, which, now embroiled in a full-blown scandal, sees the comet as the perfect political distraction. President Orlean stages a dramatic announcement, declaring a mission to use nuclear weapons to deflect Comet Dibiasky. Randall is brought on as the administration's chief scientific advisor, while Kate is unceremoniously pushed aside. The world is united for a moment. A heroic, if deeply unqualified, pilot named Benedict Drask is chosen to lead the mission. The launch is a global event, a spectacle of hope and patriotism. Randall watches from the White House Situation Room, basking in the glow of public adoration and a budding affair with the host, Bree. But just as the shuttles reach orbit, they inexplicably turn around. The mission is aborted without explanation. The reason soon becomes terrifyingly clear in the form of Peter Isherwell, the eccentric, soft-spoken CEO of the tech giant Bash and a top Orlean donor. Isherwell reveals that Comet DeBiaski contains over $140 trillion worth of rare earth minerals. He has a new proprietary plan: use his company's untested drones to break the comet into smaller pieces, which will then fall harmlessly into the ocean to be mined. It's a plan that promises unimaginable wealth and eliminates poverty forever, but it has never been peer-reviewed. The government's sound scientific mission is abandoned in favor of corporate greed. This is the breaking point. Randall is horrified, but Isherwell's algorithm has already profiled him, predicting he will ultimately fall in line. Dr. Oglethorpe is quietly removed from his position. Kate, now completely disillusioned, leaves D.C. and heads home, only to be rejected by her own parents, who are more concerned with the jobs the comet will provide. She ends up working as a cashier, where she meets a group of skater punks, including a surprisingly gentle soul named Yule, who see her not as a crazy meme, but as a hero. Together, they start a grassroots movement. Just look up. Society fractures. The administration counters with its own slogan, a rallying cry for willful ignorance: don't look up. The comet is no longer a scientific fact, it's a political debate. Randall, meanwhile, loses himself completely. His affair is exposed, his wife leaves him, and he becomes a puppet for the administration, calming the public's fears with empty platitudes. But his conscience finally rebels. During another appearance on the Daily Rip, he has a spectacular on-air meltdown, screaming the unvarnished truth about Isherwell's greed, the president's lies, and the collective insanity that has gripped the world. "We're all gonna die," he roars before being dragged off set with a hood over his head. In the final days, as a joint deflection mission by Russia, India, and China fails in a fiery explosion, the Bash mission becomes humanity's last and only hope. The comet finally becomes visible to the naked eye, a beautiful, terrifying star in the sky impossible to ignore. The truth dawns on everyone. Randall is released and he finds Kate. Together with Yule, they drive back to Michigan. With the Bash launch playing on every screen in the world, Randall walks up to his front door and knocks. His wife, June, opens it. He's home. The Bash mission is, predictably, a catastrophic failure. Drones explode on the launch pad and malfunction in space. The remaining explosives detonate out of sync, failing to divert the comet. It remains on its collision course. In the control center, Peter Isherwell and President Orlean don't panic. They simply walk out. Orlean calls Randall one last time, offering him a place on a secret cryogenic ark built for the ultra-elite, designed to find a new world. Randall looks at the faces around his dinner table, his wife and sons, Kate and Yule, and Dr. Oglethorpe, who has joined them, and declines. He chooses to spend his last moments with the people he loves. As the house begins to shake, they hold hands around the table, sharing small, beautiful memories and trying to find grace in the end. They talk about store-bought apple pie and grinding their own coffee beans. They say a prayer. In the chaos and terror engulfing the world, this one small room is filled with love and acceptance. As the roar becomes deafening and the windows shatter, Randall looks at his wife and says, "The thing is, we really did have everything, didn't we?" Then the world is wiped clean by fire and rock. But the story doesn't end there. 22,740 years later, the Ark of the Elite lands on a vibrant alien world. The cryo chambers hiss open, releasing the naked, dazed billionaires and politicians into their new Eden. As President Orlean admires a colorful, feathered creature, it lunges forward and brutally kills her, just as Isherwell's algorithm had predicted. On the ruined husk of Earth, one more survivor emerges. A dusty Jason Orlean crawls out from the rubble, his mother gone, civilization gone. He pulls out his phone, films himself, and, as the last man on Earth, pleads to the void. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.